do we have these cheesy grins on our face, or why do I have a cheesy grin on my face? Because it is officially Heroes Con time. Tyler,
Mm,
are you excited?
I am so excited. I before the show started, I was getting my map ready, planned out for all the booths and stuff I'm going to visit. So, yeah, I'm super pumped. It'll be my second year, so I've at least got that first one under my belt. But this year is going to be even more intense because I've got way more people than last year. Last year was just Skottie, specifically Skottie and Skottie alone. But this year, it's the tunnel has opened up a little bit. So
Yes, the plan has just expanded beyond comprehension at this
Hey,
point.
last year I knew that there were, a
Hi,
ton of
Angie.
great artists. Yes, hello, Seth.
Hey, Seth.
Yeah, Door. Yeah, Door. I've got the map. I've got my backpack.
Yep.
Uh,
Just a pet monkey is all you're missing from completing the trifecta.
Hello, Becker.
Hey,
Thank you so
Becker.
much. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, little
It's
Tuesday
unusual.
show.
Tyler will be traveling to Heroes tomorrow during our normally scheduled broadcast, so we don't want to skip any weeks. So we decided to do it on Tuesday night, and we're out of rhythm already, but that's kind of normal. So
Exactly. Yeah, we're just all bubbly for heroes. So,
that's
how
right. I
about
feel like
yourself? What year is this for you?
this is only the third time I went. I went
Okay,
22, 24, and 25. Well,
nice.
we'll plan on. That's the
Yeah,
plan right now
they're
for
coming
25.
up. Yeah.
That's right. But it has all the feel of like a Christmas Eve where you're a few days before Christmas. You know the presents are under the tree. You just got to go grab them, and that's kind of what it feels like getting ready for Heroes. The presents are all in Charlotte right now, except we may be elbowing each other to try to figure out who gets the
I
first
was gonna
gift.
say, yeah,
So
I feel like the adult, like, oh no, like I've got to spend how much on presents this year? Like, oh no.
yeah,
So,
yeah, you mix the Hunger Games with Christmas time, and that's what you got for Heroes Con. We're gonna Oh,
it's yeah,
Becker, dude, we hopscotched each other. This is my year to
wow.
say you should have went this year. I'm sorry, man. Hopefully, 2026, one of us will be able to uh, at least go to Planet or come to Heroes. We can meet up.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, no,
Pizza.
conventions are always just such a blast. Hello, Keith.
Hi, hi, hi.
Um, and I mainly go to MegaCon, so this one's becoming more of a regular one now because again, it's a good chance to go see family and everything. So, um, yeah, I'm super excited for it. It's crazy. It's already been a year since this picture was taken.
That's
Um,
right.
Yeah, but I'm
Boy,
definitely looking forward to it.
we look like young pups back then, Tyler. We have just two wide-eyed kids. Didn't know that. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, but this image right here is what gave birth to the bouncing baby boy that
Yeah,
is Scotty Talk. Had this picture not happened, had this meeting not happened, we wouldn't be able to bore you every Wednesday night with our love of Scotty Young
yeah.
products.
Dustin met me and was like, I guess I could have this guy on as my co-host.
No, no, not at all. It's a privilege to try to do that, and just for fun. Holy crud! My comment section just dropped completely.
I
I
was
guess
gonna say, yeah, everything that
you
just
should.
saw it drop from the stream here.
Yeah, we're having storms here in Kentucky. If it's not fast or flooding, it's not a typical day here in Kentucky. So I'm gonna pull this back up.
Oh my
It looks
goodness.
like it's back connected again, and you're probably gonna
Yep.
hear the double talk. Okay,
Oh,
I think I
speaking of,
think
I
we're good
think I
there.
hear thunder here as well. So yeah, it's a big Florida thing too. I hate our thunderstorms. We've lost power twice, and I've had to replace electronic devices. So everything's on battery backups now. Fool me twice. Should have only fooled
Uh,
me the once.
oh, we said hey. We said hi, hi. Hi. Oh, you're saying the comment. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't get the comment down. Then my laptop messed up, and I was trying to. I was like, "Why is Keith not going away?" I keep hitting the
I thought
button.
about asking, but I was like, no, we just leave Keith up there. I don't mind.
No, no, no. Keith's a good dude. But yeah, coming home from work today, it was storming so hard that I was hydroplaning mostly home. And on the road I take coming home, I have to pass a lot of horse and buggies, which probably a lot of
Mm,
people on here don't deal with. But yeah, I drive through Amish country to come home, and yeah, I was making darn careful. I was watching out for them. Don't want to accidentally have an accident on the way home. So
yeah,
uh,
hydroplaning with that for sure. Yeah, would not be good. Funny enough, we had that in Sarasota, Florida, where I went to college. There's an Amish area that was close to us where we'd go eat sometimes. So Had amazing food though. So
Oh yeah, there's a Amish pizza place over here, which is odd.
mm,
It's we have to drive like 40 minutes to get to it, but it's like the oven brick cooked pizza
there
where
you
it's
go.
kind of
Yeah.
little almost burnt but not quite there
Yep.
yet.
That
Oven cooked.
perfect
Oh,
balance. Yeah.
yeah, very good. All right, well, we'll we're 5 minutes in. Haven't talked about
Food
anything
on
yet.
the brain now.
That's right. Heroes auction review. So what we decided, this is going to be a quick show. We don't have our usual stuff at the end of all the new stuff coming out because we're trying to get through it and get Tyler tucked into bed so he can get up and fly to Charlotte tomorrow or fly. Yeah. So we're going to just discuss some of the past Heroes con experiences with Skottie and ones that predate me and quite a bit. But
Yeah.
for fun, we'll kick off the mascots. So Skottie has did two mascots for Heroes, and those are very cool. I can't remember if the female one debuted in 2022, but I know the original one has been around. The one on the right has been around for quite some time.
Yeah. Um. I
There's
don't
a
know.
date.
I
Yeah,
think
there's a
yeah. It
date
says
on it.
20. It says 2022 on the sketch, so I would assume it would have been that same year as
Okay, so I
Heroes
was
Con. Um. But yeah, no, I love these two. You thankfully are, you luckily just got the shirt with the right
that's right.
mascot on it there. And I love how crazed that little, he looks in his outfit. I mean, these are both just again super fun. I like when he does this again, kids playing, hero or dress up and that kind of stuff. So um yeah, I need to get, I don't know if this one on the left, if they made a shirt with that one or not. I'm assuming they
I
did,
couldn't
but
tell you. I'm not sure. But it's cool too. The fact that Heroes Con is such a family oriented con where kids get under a certain age getting free with each paid adult ticket. So a very good family atmosphere. And you'll see whenever if you've been to Heroes or if this is your first time going, you'll see a lot of kids there with their parents. I brought my kids back in 2022. The waiting in the Walt Simonson line for 5.5 hours about did my kids in. They were, I think they I don't think they ever want to go to another con again because they were troopers. They each got presents and treats for doing that. So, but it is so for Skottie to be able to do these kids, the kid heroes, very cool, very uh, topical for what you'll see at Heroes.
yeah. No, just yeah, like you said, just super fun. And yeah, it's a great um comment about, like you said, the kids at Heroes Con and just how family oriented it is. So
That's exactly right.
mm,
So way back in 2010, Skottie was asked to draw X babies for the badges. And if you look to the left, you'll see the six that were drawn. And if you can read the little story there, we won't bore it and read it to you, but this was posted by Stupid Fresh Mess about a year ago. And you can kind of see the history behind these and that, the first picture that we showed gave birth to Skottie Talk. Well, this gave birth to a lot more than Skottie Talk. This gave birth to uh,
whole franchise.
the Midtown covers, the
Yeah.
10-year anniversary that the big marble that we just received. It all starts here, which is a really cool place to start.
Yeah, no, super cool. I would be so awesome to own, a piece of this art, whether it's the badge or the art itself. I mean, just super cool to see this stuff. And I mean, again, and that's awesome. It was a convention, that and because of somebody's suggestion that these were done, and then were a hit, and then because of that, like you said, led to the Midtown cover and all that stuff. So the rest is history. So, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and he said X Babies in the next one, just for anybody
The
that
X Babies
didn't
got,
forget.
yeah, those covers are so fun. A little bit different than like the babies we're normally used to, which I think is a fun, little difference, that blend between his old school style and the babies and what became the babies as we know today. So
Yeah, and I'd have to go back and watch last week's show, but I'm pretty sure Ken said that this art was on Felix's one of Felix's drops at a point in time, and I didn't recall seeing it on there because I would have loved to have seen
yeah.
it and just to see how fast it went during those drops that Felix Comic Art used to do when he repped Skottie's art for a short period of time there. But
No, for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, especially one like this where it's so unique. It's so interesting, the six sketches, together. So
Yeah, and we've talked before. It's fun to own the art and the daily sketches and different stuff by Skottie, but it's also fun to own the more of the historical stuff. That belongs in museum type stuff. And to me,
Yeah.
this is one of those that would have to be behind 3 inches of glass and more secure than the Declaration of Independence. I mean, this is more important to the Scotty world than any of that other stuff up in the
Yeah.
Smithsonian is.
No, I mean
Nick
100%.
Cage would be yeah, Nicolas Cage would
One
be
one
breaking in our
day when
house.
there's a Scotty Young museum and people are walking through, like I hope that this piece is represented there and shows, his the history and kicking off point for the baby Marvel. So
Yeah, we'll probably be the curators of that. It will be,
yeah, we're tossing our hat in the ring, eventually when that happens. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. So
yeah. Ken will be the one. We'll have to get all of his stuff to show in there, but
true, yeah, he'll be the lender,
we'll,
yeah, for sure, for a whole bunch of stuff. So
oh yes, me too, Keith. Me too. All right, so now we are going to jump from 2010 to 2011, and if I'm not mistaken, real quick, I thought I read somewhere that even though Scotty did the badges for 2010, he had to miss that con. Maybe that was even written up in the paragraph
I
back
think it was
then.
in like the Substack, yeah, or something, yeah,
Yeah, so 2011, Scotty showed up with a vengeance. I mean, look at the prints there, $20 prints.
yeah,
Uh, the commission list, which the image was taken the other way, but I flipped it upside down, oriented it upside down, so you could just see the massive amount of requests that he took in back in 2011. And man, what a difference 14 years makes. I mean, could you imagine Scotty trying to take commissions now at Heroes?
yeah. No, it's as quick as he is. I mean, it's again, unfortunately, it's just he's got a big line, and to be able to get to all those people and to talk with them the way that he does and interact and give them that moment that the people are hoping for when they go to get stuff signed or to meet him. It makes it difficult to do this stuff. But I mean, even just the $20 print, to see that kind of stuff. I mean, again, I've never personally seen anything, or I've not seen that piece specifically for sale anywhere like that print. So again, stuff like that gotten back then where people, who are collectors and have held on to it and haven't listed any of them, which would be again another cool piece to own. But yeah, to be on that
And
list would have been something else for sure. So
Scotty talked about on Ink Pulp. If I remember correctly, he talked about having prints, and then after that sketchbooks, and he's like, it's like printing money out because people love to collect that stuff. And I see stuff like this, and it just makes
yeah.
me think that this was probably a huge draw for Scotty's booth to see stuff like
Oh
this.
yeah, especially after that first year of having the badges, and people probably got the badges and were like, "Whoa, whose art is this? This is awesome!" But unfortunately, couldn't meet him that year, so came back to hopefully meet him, and they got their chance, and you had to be able to do commissions and stuff. So,
Well,
um,
the other thing about commissions, correct? You may have to help me remember, but I believe in the post that Megan had put or Scotty had put that he did around, was it 6,000, over 6,000 signatures at Heroes last year?
yes,
If every
6,000. Yep. Hmm.
so yeah, trying to do 6,000 signatures plus do what looks to be like 50 commissions here from the list that we can actually see. I mean, it's just not feasible. And
Yeah. Yeah.
he'd
Even
rather spend more time hanging out with the fans than
yeah.
sketching. I can't say I blame him.
Yeah. No, 100%. Even doing, the non-con that they did this year, they were still able to take on some, big bulk signing again at Heroes like they did last year. Definitely, I think less, because of the non-con, they didn't have to, take on or they didn't choose to take on as many. Um, but like you said, I mean, he's, signing is so easy because he's so fast at signing too that he can sign and talk to you and chat with you. And like you said, that's at the end of the day, that's what, makes it so awesome to be a fan of his is just that he's, so easygoing with fans, and, being able to chat with them and stuff. So yeah, no, it's super appreciative. He knows how long his lines are and is willing, to do what it takes to get, as many people, if not everyone that he can signed and chatted and talked to. So
Yeah, and the fact they're doing the Thursday, I think from 9 to 5 is when they're doing the vendor signings this year. Because last year they were kind of peppered in between like actual con
yeah.
days. So we'll find out Friday. I mean, we'll find out pretty quickly Friday if that's going to help the lines any because Skottie's lines were massive last year. I mean, they were the
Yeah.
longest lines at the con, and and maybe this will help get the vendors in and out prior to that. But I still think with as many books that Skottie has done and prints and opportunity to get him to sign and actually meet him and get a picture with him, experience the team there that's going to be with Megan and Skeff. And I hadn't seen if John was going or not, but John may be staying back to keep
Yeah.
the ship running. But
I would
whoever's going to
assume,
be
yeah, I
there,
assume he's staying behind, and they've got Skeff to help replace him. So,
yeah,
um,
whoever's going to be there, it's going to be fun to meet the whole team and see the the machine work, the process behind it all. So
yeah. No, it's like you said, it's it's a blast, and we both got stuff signed last year. I have plans to get stuff. I know you have plans to get stuff signed this year. And that's one of the things, is especially traveling like we do, you can't bring your whole collection with and get signed even if you wanted to. So,
no,
you got to pick and choose, and so
pick and
most
choose.
of mine is, or actually all of mine is I Hate Fairyland related this year. Funny enough. And then, again, like you said, you just have to kind of pick and choose. So I've chosen my special pieces and can't wait to get them signed and added to the collection. But
Well, I
yeah, no,
meant to
it's like
ask
you
you,
said, yeah.
did the German book make the cut? Is that going to be coming with you?
It did, yeah. I did, I
Okay,
did,
okay,
I
that's
did
what I was
fit the
smiling about.
one. So I got the one German book ahead of schedule. I was really hoping for all six. Not that I would have brought six. I would have brought the 3 volumes. But I'll at least bring the one, so that way I've got both my French and German editions. So that'll hopefully be fun for him to look at and sign. So
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, I should have
I
thought about
think
that. I should have had that out, because it's. I would have loved to show it more. Ken showed his, but we hadn't looked at the back, and I didn't know that about the art and stuff. They look gorgeous in person. So
well, here's another page that would make people probably faint if they saw it today. But if you look at the junk in the stuff book, it's $20. That's not $100 on the stuff book. That looks like it's $10. It looks like that's a ten
yeah,
dollar sticker on it. So
yep,
um, if people saw these at anywhere today, they would probably buy the whole stack just to be able to own and trade and say, because I mean these are such cool sketchbooks, but it's 14 years ago. So I mean
yeah.
the rarity among them has happened. So to find them like this at this price is next to impossible now.
No, yeah, goodness, for sure. And and thank goodness it's not junk. Thankfully it's junk one, the reprinting of it. So if it was
Yes.
junk, it would have been even more crazy, since that one
Oh,
is
yeah.
even more difficult to find. But and like we were talking about, to see the stack of original pages like that, not in a portfolio, just brought in a box, and you could flip through, and you
But it
know
looks it looks like it's a FedEx box that was
yeah.
just ripped open and like
True, yeah,
so,
maybe he shipped them, yeah. Yeah.
that's what I pictured was that they were shipped and then the top part was ripped open. And it's like, all right, here's the art. And just to be able to flip through and like we had kind of discussed pricing on what these pages were back then, which there's no telling now.
Yeah.
We don't know anybody that bought any of them back at this con or anything, but it's cool to know that they were out there and that you had an ample amount of opportunities to actually pick up some of these pages uh,
Yeah.
before Skottie blew up like he did.
No, yeah, I mean, especially, there's Oz on the top there. So I mean, again, there would have been a ton of Oz art, I'm sure. Who knows, maybe sketches and other stuff that he maybe had time for, and brought,
Yes.
just for fun. So um yeah, I mean, again, even if I wasn't able to purchase any, just to be able to flip through and just see what's there would be really cool. See the stuff we, maybe nobody's seen before because somebody bought it, and we, like you said, not hit it from the world, but just didn't share it because social media, wasn't still as big as it
Yeah.
is, today with Instagram and everything. So, um, yeah, if I had a time machine, these are the historical moments that I'd be visiting. Kind of like what you talked about with the Declaration of Independence. This is the
Yeah.
gold mine here. So.
Yeah. Nobody needs to see that being signed. This is what you got to see.
I
Um,
want to see Skottie being signed.
yeah. It's, wow. Um, okay. Well, one thing we know that's not in this book. There's no Marvel covers. There's no baby Marvel variant covers.
Yeah,
There's no I
true.
Hate Fairyland. This is like the old school Skottie stuff that would have been, even if you couldn't buy a page back then, this would have been fun to flip through because I
Yeah,
mean this is what launched everything that came after. So Same. We talked a little bit about this. What we're going to look at the art portfolios at Heroes Con of Skottie's. Where goodness gracious, we're not going to be able to buy every page in the book, but it will be fun to. It'd be fun to try. It would be fun to kind
Yeah.
of flip through and see what all's in there and stuff that has never been seen by our eyes, at least. I'm sure somebody's seen it, but just first that feeling you get when you see a piece for the first time that you can only say in French.
I
No,
was
that's
waiting for. I was like, if you weren't
that's
gonna say it, I was gonna say it.
oh,
Such
that's
a
a
good
throwback.
callback.
Yeah,
Uh,
had to do that.
no, I mean, it's exactly it. I mean, and even just the stuff that because they showed a little taste of what's to come, and again, yeah, they pull out all the stops, with the golden oldies, like they said, the Spider Clan, I Hate Fairyland pages, Frankenstein of Frankenstein, just
That
stuff
was
that
awesome.
again, you don't know what Skottie still has, what's been sold, what's maybe been lost, what's been traded, what kind of a deal. So yeah, no, I mean, just be able to go through it and check all that stuff out. And unfortunately last year I didn't even really get a chance to do that. I was so focused because I bought my one page, my two big pages, so I was like, all right, I can't
Yeah,
get anything here. So I didn't look after getting signatures, but definitely planning on flipping through it this year. And like you said, even if like you said, we're not gonna be able to buy everything, but being able to just see it in person is going to be reward enough. So
yeah, and I'm hoping that we can at least take pictures of it, take some video of it, just to share with the group.
mm,
If they don't want any of that done, we understand that
yeah,
they want that privacy, but we may be able to get some images just so we can everybody can see kind of what the experience is like of going through an art portfolio of Scotty's at a con. Last year, I had to pick up my pieces, and I didn't even think about them having those type of pieces in the book. I thought the rest of the stuff would be like cover art that would be
yeah,
above my budget after I'd spent everything. And I was about to leave
yeah.
whenever I saw the stuff they had, and it was just like I didn't realize this was all in there the whole time. Seth, exactly right.
No,
Yeah,
you're 100% right, Seth. I mean, again,
we are. Yeah.
if I had known about the Tarzan piece, oh man, I probably would have been super tempted to get that
Oh,
one.
absolutely. Yeah, we
Yeah,
just hope
so
our faces don't melt whenever we stare up on it.
yeah,
And Seth will be screaming, "Look away!" And we just
don't yeah,
we,
don't look at it.
don't look
Exactly.
at it. I butchered that line from Indiana Jones, but oh well.
Oh no, I mean, it's been a while. I funny enough,
So
since because Seth, you and I have been talking about Indiana Jones. I still haven't finished. I was watching oh my goodness, The Last Crusade today, trying to
yeah.
finish it up, but yeah, no, some good stuff. So
Speaking of good stuff, Harry Potter 2014. This was Scotty's submission for the Heroes auction back in 2014. And I don't know if this is the first one he ever submitted because I pulled out all the ones I could find, but
yeah,
it's 11 years ago, and you can see that Scotty went hard even back then. Like the stuff that he submitted is no joke. I mean, this is a monster piece,
yeah.
and just very colorful. Very, I mean, it's like a daily sketch on steroids. So I mean, it's just so impressive, and I would like to know how much this would have went for back in 2014 compared to what we're going to see in 2024.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I'd be curious the sizes too, as we see once we go forward, like a few more and stuff. It seemed to be like you said, they're big, but they're still not as big as what he's been doing the last few years. He's been going extra big, which is crazy because, like I said, this is already as big
Yeah,
compared to
this is
like you said,
massive.
the daily sketch. So, and like you said, I'd be curious too. Just looking at it, I like the color and stuff that he added. If it's marker or if it's, I would assume it's marker. The way it kind of looks like it's bleeding, the colors are bleeding, maybe, or it might have been.
I don't know the
I don't know.
water painting that he's been doing the last few years.
True.
I
Yeah, I
don't
guess
know when
that's
that started.
true.
So
Yeah, around the owl and then the skin, you're right. Yeah, it does look more so like
that
watercolor. And same with the blue
could be
around like
mixed
the edges.
media.
So yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know, but whatever it is, it's very magical. It would just fit in for it being Harry
It's
Potter.
again, I love his Harry Potter is a series that's super close to me, and I love, the different styles that he's done, especially, this more odd kind of whimsical. It's just fits perfectly, the kind of more book-esque imagination, that what I imagined while reading these books. So
Yeah, it's very. Which brings us to the next year. Oh no,
mm,
no, the year after this. But anyway, this is the one you found. a few weeks ago, and I don't know that I'd ever seen it, but this was from the
Yeah,
2015.
I can't remember where this popped up. I think it was when I was looking for one of the statues or something, and all of a sudden I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What is this? I've not seen this." And yeah, sure enough, it
Yeah,
was the heroes piece. And yeah, wow, I love this piece so much. The
yeah.
use of the blue city to just really make Gwen pop in her pose and everything. Like it's one of my favorite spider drawings he's done.
Look at the bottom section there.
Period.
The way it's bleeding down the
I
page.
know, yeah, the
That is
running and
graffiti.
his
Yeah,
yeah, and his signature, and the white there, that
so good.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
such an awesome piece. He's got, I don't know if he's got, I guess it's probably not stuff underneath it, but more so just, if he goes off the page. I was like, man, if maybe there's more art underneath it, but
Oh no, no but whatever it is, this harken is this kind of some of the sketches that Ken had on last week that was like the graffiti style. It's like taking that and like merging it in with the newfound baby variants that he was doing around this time. Uh, just this is just peak Skottie, and I'm very jealous of whoever got this one as well.
yeah, and it's cool too, because it's before the Spider Verse, so like when he kickstarted those series, because of the movies and stuff, which we'll see. So this is just pre animated movie, just Spider Gwen, doing her thing. So yeah, no, it's yeah, such a cool piece. Like you said, I would have loved to see who got this, and where it's at, if it's hung up and everything where it should be. So
Yep, and if you're a member of the group and you have it, please post it because we love to see people's art displayed,
yeah, it
even
goes
if
for any
even
of
if it's
this
not
stuff.
ours.
Yeah. If you've been to Heroes and you have, memories, or, and we should make a post about that in the group. That'd be really cool to see. Maybe we could talk about that, after the show. But,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, if anybody has any memories or art or pictures or anything, yeah, we would absolutely love to see and discuss them. So
Yeah, and we have jealousy, but it's good jealousy. It's a healthy
we temper
jealousy.
it down
Or
and we pad our
yeah,
wallets,
we're not.
to hopefully, manage that
Yeah,
maybe in an unhealthy way. Who
it's
knows,
it's 70% love, 30% jealousy. I think that's the ratio. That's the sweet spot that we're looking at. So
I think I would say it depends on like the piece. Like it definitely, like it's
that
like that's the
that's a
general, and then it
toot,
like
toot, toot, toot.
spikes.
Yeah.
It spikes every now and then. So
Yeah, we have to start rubbing Tyler's nose to calm him down and get him
yeah, it's like
back where he needs to be.
you just see me
Yeah,
make that face. Yeah, I
it's
kind of
rough.
like the piece. So
Yeah. And if I'm really jealous, I'll over compliment the person. I'll go, I'll just keep that is incredible. I am
what
so
a
proud of you.
wonderful piece. There's
Yeah, I
no
just
better piece out there.
so overcompensate for my jealousy.
The
But
Michael
I am
Scott, your art is the
that's
prettiest
right.
art of all the art.
Yes. hmm Let me take a picture of it just so I can have it for later.
Yeah.
My own little NFT. This is the
Uh,
one. This is the one that I thought that was going to be next. But this, I don't know if he
yeah.
did it in 2016 or not. But this is the next year we found. In 2017, this I've got an 11 piece, and I like my 11 piece. It's a daily sketch. But this one is another one of those
It's
massive pieces
yeah.
with the egos and just 11. And it was right at peak Stranger Things time. I mean, everybody was in love with that show.
Yeah.
I think 11's now much older, and all the kids are. It's going to be hard to believe only a few minutes have passed since the end of season
I
4.
know, yeah, it's crazy. No, like you said, I
But
mean, it's
love
with
this.
these, yeah, these older, the color on them. I mean, again, it's just, it's not just the sketch; it's the final, what you'd see, um, printed on the cover, if you would, and again, it's just so cool. You don't see Skottie color a lot of his own stuff. And the heroes, these are one of the few times that he does, do that. Just
Yeah,
to really make the piece pop and everything. And like you said, it's just so fun. The rocks, the egos, it's little blood trickling down the nose. Gosh, I love Stranger
it's
Things.
so good.
This would
Yeah,
be an incredibly awesome piece to own. And yeah, props to whoever got this one. So
yeah. I would love that's one of my bucket list items because there's only a handful of them. But I would love to hold, like most Scotty fans. Let's be serious, Dustin. I would love to own a Heroes piece that's so big that because
yeah,
all I mean, 11 by 17 is a big piece, but these pieces are so massive they would be like the focal point of the collection. But I'm in a boat with so many people. It's not like I'm the only one that is like, oh, I'd love to do it. Everybody would love to do it. So I can't act like it's a big wish for me.
No,
Maybe
no. I
this
mean,
year.
it
Maybe
is. Yeah. I
maybe.
mean, it's exactly. Yeah. Maybe take the dive off the boat this year.
Oh gosh, we know that. Yeah, that's not
No,
gonna happen.
it's
But
like you said, it's being there for the first time at last year's auction and how much it went for, which again we'll see coming up. But it's you're playing with the big boys now. As I
yeah,
like to say, and yeah, like you said, it'd be awesome to own a piece. There's a difference between 11 by 17 and a whole poster size Skottie piece. It's that doesn't get done anywhere except Heroes for the most part. Maybe there's been another instance where that's happened, but yeah, no,
absolutely. It
it's
really is.
brilliant. It's a perfect way to sum it up. So
But as we'll see here in a minute, when the auction gets to the point where it's going to be, I get to the point where I'm afraid that I might accidentally win it because if they win it, I would have to find a side door to go out and say Tyler's got me. He's going to
yeah.
take or Seth. Seth will take care of it for us. He'll handle the bill.
He's split it
Yeah,
between three.
yeah. Oh, I'll have a big bag of Monopoly money and some tears in my eyes
Yeah.
and see if it'll work. So
Well, who knows? Maybe it gets bigger and bigger, and then one year it's just a Scotty. He'll paint on one of your walls or something.
no, that would be. Oh me. Well,
Uh,
focus, Dustin. It's like now this is a piece that I could have owned, and you could have owned, Tyler. This was a piece that was from 2019.
yep.
Batman Who Laughs, really big back then. Skottie did beautiful, vibrant colors to kind of in the background to kind of offset the darkness of the Batman Who Laughs. The whoever bought this one put it up on Heritage for sale, and I saw it up, and I contemplated bidding on it at the time a few years ago. But a good member of our group, and I won't say his name because I don't know if he hasn't posted it. I think he's posted it on CAF if you're interested. But he had mentioned to me that he'd already put bids in on it, so I laid
Yeah.
off of it. I didn't buy it, and if I'm not mistaken, and I think it went for like $600 or $700,
Wow.
which is compared to what the ones sell for now. I'd have to go back and look at Heritage, but it was a busy time during the years during con season. This one wasn't posted on any of the groups. It kind of slid under the radar, and that's the only way it went. But I was so proud that here. I am over complimenting him. I was so proud that our buddy got this piece. And if I said his name, people would know him from the group. He's posted stuff, but I don't want to do that. But at least I do know that it went to a Scotty fan that's got several pieces of art, and it won't be going up for sale anytime soon. So that makes me at least
No.
happy that it's at a place where
Yeah.
someone appreciates it.
No, and this is a perfect example. I've unfortunately have yet to read read this series, unfortunately. So, for somebody, if I would have seen this piece, as low, as it went for, yeah, Seth, I know him,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
low as it went for, it's. I'm glad, like you said, it went to somebody who loved the piece, loves the where it comes from, the source material, and like you said, yeah, glad to hear that it's not going to be sold anytime soon because there's something that they want to hold on to. So
Yeah. Yeah. And to have a piece like this is to if you ever let go of it, the chances are of getting another Heroes piece are few and far between. So you want to make sure and hang on to them.
yeah, like you said, yeah, the size alone, just yeah. Speaking of the size,
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to. I
no, go
derailed
ahead.
it,
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah,
but 2020 was COVID year. 2021, I don't know that Skottie went there, but 2022 is whenever he came. And this is my first year. So I got to the image that you see on the right should have been me taking the picture, but my pictures were so foggy. This was actually
oh
post. This one was actually, I pulled mine up, and I think the one on the left may be mine, but the one on the right, I believe, was posted by Stupid Fresh Mess, and it was real crisp. And you could kind of see
yes,
the outline and the beginning of the painting. So I wanted to make sure and
yeah.
include that in there. But this
I
was
didn't know that. If
fun to
I had known
watch.
it
This
was
was
yours, I wouldn't have replaced it. So
yeah. Oh,
I
did you replace? Was this one of the ones that got
Yeah, this
replaced?
was one. Yeah, this was one of the ones I was like, oh, it's a little bit lower. I thought you maybe screen grabbed this. So I was like, all right, I'll go
I did.
find
I
it.
did.
Find it on their Instagram. So
Yeah, it was. Yeah, mine were worse. Mine were a lot worse. So I'm glad you was able to find a replacement for it. But yeah, just and we know the people that own this, the good people, and they've talked about this piece before. The good people at Capture Collectibles uh, had bought this piece, and I still want to see it displayed. I still want to see how it's displayed in their homes because
Yeah.
if it was me, I'd have it on one side of my room and have the other piece on the other side. And
Yeah.
I might even have one like upstairs in the kitchen and one like upstairs in the kids' bedroom, just different places for fun.
Yeah.
Because this one,
That'd be the
if
fun. Yeah, you
someone's
could just move it around
yeah,
if you wanted to. So
yeah, well, I wouldn't have it anywhere near the kids because the kids would love to write on it and draw it, add their own art to it. But anyway, it's a very creative piece. And if you go back and look at the 2010 badges, Nightcrawler was on there and had, he was popping, hanging upside down. Nightcrawler is such a fun character that you could tell that Skottie has a blast with him. And this was just a brilliant idea, and
and
execution was perfection.
exactly. I mean, who doesn't love Banff? I mean, such a one of the more fun comic words created, for
Yep.
effects like this. And too, and Scottie's signature is so massive on the one side. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to think that he did two pieces, like this, and we're able to just knock them out. And yeah, like you said, these are special. Yeah, for sure. So
And then 2023 was another piece that's very similar that you'd have to do the same thing. You could have them displayed beside the Nightcrawler pieces. And the same
yeah,
people that won the auction in 22 won this one in 2023. So it
yeah.
is nice to know that both of these pieces are owned by the same group of people that they could just display them in wild and creative ways like we
Yeah.
would all want to.
This is honestly, this is probably the year I would have wanted it the most.
It's
I
good.
absolutely love Spider-Verse. They're some of my favorite animated movies, hands down now. Saw 'em multiple times in theaters, got to see both movies live in concert. Like, these movies are just have brought such a revitalization to animated movies as well as animated superhero movies and everything. So, it's been so awesome to see art done for them, and stuff like this. Spot and Miles fighting there in the ouch. That hurt. And again,
Yeah.
Milo's drawing that. He was into Spot too because he liked the movie. And
And I tried to find that. You'll see we highlighted that in 2024. I spent
mm,
probably 20 minutes during my lunch yesterday looking for the one that Milo did of Spot because I found the one that he did of Spot by himself, but the one that he replicated the drawing here that Skottie did, I could not find that one. I don't know where it's posted at, but I know we've seen it. We've seen it before in videos and we've seen it
yeah.
there, but yeah, I was pretty sure he did one just like this. And Skottie, they've even showed that he has it hanging up in his office at Stupid Fresh Mess, but I just couldn't find an image for the show tonight.
I'm trying to think, yeah, because like I said, the one that comes to mind is the crumpled up, the singular one that was in the Substack drawing or the story. But yeah, this specifically, I
Yeah,
can't
dude.
quite
Okay,
recall.
I've got that one. I found that one. I've seen that one, but I thought he did one like this too. But I may be
I don't
mistaken. I
know.
may
Yeah,
be
I mean, they
wrong.
they said it's a tradition for him to do it, but yeah, I don't quite remember seeing it. But I'm sure it's got to have been posted somewhere. So
We'll have to ask that question this weekend because
yeah,
now I'm very curious about that. But that brings us to 2024, the one Tyler was at, and we were there
yes.
together, and we were sitting here in the attendant. These were my pictures that I took
I
to see
didn't
the
replace these.
process.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. So you see the process behind Skottie, listening to music, drawing this, getting into it, having a huge crowd of people. What you can't see is the huge crowd of people that were watching Skottie, but he might as well have been by himself in the studio somewhere. He could block it all out and just uh, draw like nobody's watching.
yep. Plugged the headphones in and went off, and then yeah, I left Megan, you and I, and Nikki and other people, just chatting and talking, and it wasn't just Scotty's. You can see here, there was the Ghost Rider piece that I know a lot of other people were watching. It was airbrushed, so that turned out just phenomenal. It was insane. I mean, even just this right here, we were looking at it and just how well
Oh
rendered it
yeah,
was. Um, but again, I loved seeing this. Such a cool idea. One, to have an auction, to help benefit the con and other stuff, and then to have the artists actually draw them at the convention and be able to watch, these pieces be
Yeah.
drawn. And not all of them are. Some of them are pre-drawn and they're
No.
brought, but some, like Skottie likes to, perform and, do this for people and let people watch if they want to. And yeah, this was an absolute blast. So
I think the only thing that's missing from Scottie's table is he's got to have a tip cup there up there because I'm sure he could make a killing on just people putting
oh
singles and
yeah.
in
Yeah.
there. To,
100%. Yeah.
sweet.
Look at us.
Look at this cool crew here. With
Look at this
yes,
gaggle of people.
yeah, just a fine looking group bookend by your host that you see here tonight. And I wish Matt had, I'm not sure where Matt was during this picture, but
I
the lady
think
in the middle is Nikki, and her husband
yes.
Matt is
Yep.
another. They're both cute, and Monica, obviously, that's the one of the owners of Captured Collectibles. But yeah, Matt showed up shortly after we took this picture. I'm not sure
I was
where
gonna
he was
say, it
at.
was shortly after, yeah, that he showed up. I think he was checking out other booths or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he was, but this was some of the Scotty crew that was watching the auction. And after this picture was taken, there was several other people that showed up that I wish we could all got the picture together. But hopefully this year we'll be able to get a good picture. And in the background, right behind Tyler's head, is Scotty. I was trying to find a picture where you can see
yeah.
Scotty painting, and
If
I
you want to
thought,
know
well,
how big my head is, that's how big it is. I can block Scotty
yeah,
entirely. So
that's no moon.
yeah, don't stand behind me.
All right, but that
Oh
was a good.
man,
This was fun. This was a lot, and I can't wait for this year. It'll be on Friday. Scotty will be doing his drawing on Friday. His painting, drawing slash painting on Friday is what the schedule said, unless changes are made. So really looking forward to this.
yeah,
And this is the finished product. Such a cool piece, such a fun piece, especially with the madness of Deadpool Wolverine that came out last year.
yeah,
Couldn't have picked a better cover. Scotty followed this up with an actual comic that had Deadpool and Wolverine. And whenever the cover drop went, it went as fast as this piece did at the auction. So it's
yeah.
a killer duo. He picked the right combination to bring home the auction title last year.
No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's again, it was such a fun movie, and yeah, like you said, it was just smart to, he was feeling it. Obviously, this was what he was, feeling for this piece, and yeah, it like you said, it played well to the crowd. I'm sure everybody was coming off the high of that movie. So
And the quote that they're saying that Deadpool saying on there, I believe the people that was there, oh gosh, I can't remember who said it, but someone referenced like the song it's from or something. And of course, I am not a expert in rap or any of the lyrical. Are we getting
yes, I was looking at it. It's Big L put it on. My
there? You
guns go
go.
boom boom, your guns go pow pow. I'm pretty sure
I had
I've got that right. So
I just thought it was Deadpool being clever. I didn't realize it was until the person said that. I thought you were looking it up. I was kind of delaying so you could actually say what it was. But yeah, did you recognize the lyric or did you know it was a lyric? Or
no, I didn't. Yeah, and I unfortunately hadn't heard of it, but it made so much sense when somebody pointed it out. I mean, we see Scotty do that so often, with his work. His music inspiration, goes to page a lot with art. From different artists and everything. Aesop and a few other people. So yeah, super
and
super cool to see integrated into the heroes piece here.
if you want to get a kind of a window into Scotty's brain, if you look at the images that he puts on Instagram, he always pairs them with music. And the breadth of the just the different variety of music that he has. I mean, it's not all rap. It's not all pop. I mean, it's he has a very good variety of music, and I believe Megan has even mentioned that he like has a talent for having just the perfect music for each image. And so,
Mm.
like you said, to see this incorporated in his picture here is very impressive, and just how fitting it is for whatever image that he's doing.
Yeah, just super fun.
Oh man, I jumped right into it. I didn't even there's no build up.
Whoa.
Forgot how much it was. Yeah, I think I've told the story before, but I was driving home. Hey Shane, what's up, bud?
How's it going,
Had you welcome
Shane?
back in there. But I was driving home and I knew the auction was going on around that time. And I had like four people message me right whenever the closing bid hit here. And one member from the Scotty Young Appreciation Group Kevin Lloyd had posted that he has this frame that he ended up winning this one, but the video that the person sent me, one of the people sent me from this, you could hear the bidding, and it was just like, dude, it was 2 minutes worth. It was like, dude, and this was like the winning bid, and it was the top auction at the Heroes last year. Tyler, you was there. What was the atmosphere when all this was going on?
It was insane. It's talking to Skottie and them beforehand, that they were hoping their piece would go just as much as it had in 2023, and they were shocked for sure when it went past that, hit that mark and continued to go past that and reach this final point. So the whole room went wild. Everybody, they knew a lot of people were waiting for the Skottie piece, and it was just crazy. My first time watching this auction, I was like, wow, holy cow. Well, this is definitely just a looking, a window shop for me experience, at least with Skottie stuff. Cause I was like, I'm not near this point. I'm not touching it, but was still fun, to witness. So.
Yeah, if you have to, when I see this, it's like if you have to go to the loan in the bank to pay off an auction win, you probably don't need to be bidding. So I'll just slowly walk away from this one. And then, of course, there's the man himself after the winning bid, enjoying the fruits. And I started to say this isn't even the fruits of his riches or the riches. I said it backwards. Anyway, this is all for charity. This is something they do, and they donate to the Heroes Initiative. So this isn't just a win for Skottie for just having the pride of having the highest piece. This is also going to a good cause. So the more money, any piece that he can do that brings more money, any of the artists, is a win. It's good.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. So somebody
And
gets a full piece.
you weren't wrong. I mean, he's still enjoying the fruits there with his wine. So you weren't incorrect.
Just different the way that I meant it. But yeah, Tyler, you're spot on. And then when Skottie got home, he got the biggest prize. So if that wasn't having the highest auction total wasn't prize enough, I'm sure this was like 10 times, better than that to see his Father's Day gift from Milo, who's only 8 years old. And he took Skottie's piece and just made it, just the shading on it is really good for, especially, I would say, not just for someone his age, but from any artist. And we've seen what I can do. And I'm fixing to be 44, so this is very impressive. You can tell he's got some art in his veins.
No, yeah, it's always been such a blast to see Skottie share Milo, both his kids, appreciation, whether it's for art or music. And to see these pieces, it couldn't be more awesome. I'm sure as a parent, to have your child share an interest in the same stuff that you do, and to show that by making this piece based off your own art and then gifting it as a gift here for Father's Day. So
yeah, just look at the pride in Skottie's face there. I mean,
I know, it's such a
so cool,
such a happy face.
All right, so what's everyone's guess for 2025? We put this on the presentation yesterday, and Stupid Fresh Mess, they put it in their drop today. So great minds think alike.
Yeah, they must have known, because again, normally this would come out Wednesday when we do the show. So they knew, they're like, oh, we'll have to put it out Tuesday when they do the show.
Yep. Yep, we're playing checkers and they're playing chess. But this did work hand in hand because we were actually, Tyler was able to slide in some of the choices. Superman, I don't know who picked that one because
I know,
nobody likes Superman. No, I'm pretty sure I know who picked Superman. And if I had to put my bets on what was going to be the top one, Seth called this one a long time ago. And I think it was, you didn't call it first, did you? Was Seth the one?
No, I think Seth called Superman first, which I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. That's a home run hit for this year. If we're kind of going off of, the past few where it's been, the big movie that maybe, did well superhero wise, or, that they enjoyed. I mean, that was, I was going to say that was my two choices were, I was like, I put Superman and Fantastic Four. Those were my two. I said I hoped for Superman and Crypto, but we'll see. So
the Fantastic Four, I kind of knocked it out of my possibilities because he just did the 4 connecting covers for that one. So I thought that's a little. He's just did that set, so the Superman one, the last one he did was the Absolute Superman's the only Superman he did. So to get the traditional, or more of the original Superman for this piece would probably be a
Yeah.
huge hit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Gwynpool was an interesting one to see. Not one I would have expected, but definitely be a cool one. I'm sure a lot of people would love.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
crisp high
I
five, Seth.
yeah, I missed the first part. So man,
I
that's a
did it. I did as well. Yeah.
okay. All right. Then we get into, if we're not doing Fantastic Four, Galactus was my first. Since I didn't, Superman I think is going to get it, but Galactus was my second pick. If I had to rank them, what
Yeah.
it was going to be, just because if you got to pick a character for the Fantastic Four that is going to be massive, and going to be all like on a huge paper, Galactus would have been is going to be one of my picks.
And Galactus, he always does, as we just saw with one of the prints are coming out with the unoriginal art, is always super fun with eating planets and, silly and fun ways, whether it's on, a fork or is eating it cereal wise out
Yeah.
of a bowl. He could, there's tons of fun stuff I'm sure that he could do, especially with a large format like that and with Galactus. So, yeah, who's waiting in line at State Farm booth?
Now, what in the world? Help me out here, Tyler. What are those things to the right there?
Well, I was gonna say, so we skipped the left. I'll read that one quick. There's some
Oh,
sort
I'm
of
sorry. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's some sort of sock fight scene. I only wanted to bring it just because, again, not one I would have expected. I don't think they were expecting either because they then put sounds more like a commission request, Skeff, but nice try.
Uh,
um,
that was pretty good. But
it was
I saw
yeah,
the who decided that these things were the new Beanie Baby Boo
yes.
Jelly?
Beanie Boo,
Okay.
Jelly Cat, yeah, Labubu. So yeah, these are the new and honestly, I saw a more apt comparison of these are the new Furbies. It's Furbies when I was my age, they were the hideous toy that we all wanted. That our parents are like,
Yeah.
why on earth do you want this? Why do you want a Furby? And now it's these, Labubus, and I can, attest that my wife, unfortunately, and sister-in-law are both now Labubu fans.
I've
Um,
never seen those. I'm with you, Shane. I've never seen these.
yeah,
I've
they
seen the Fugglers. Have you seen those? I mean, those things
I
are
think I've
hideous.
seen those. Yeah,
My son's got some of those, but I haven't seen these.
these are out of Japan, really big in Japan, and then they've made their way to the States now, and these have existed for a few years now
Really?
and have only recently blown up. I think it was like
Labubus.
2020 or something. They've been around 4 or 5 years, I think. But yeah, and now they're starting to do collabs. I know they have a collab with One
Hmm.
Piece that my friends have shared with me. Um,
Oh,
and a few others I think they're going to be coming out. But the big thing with these though too is they're so hot that it's incredibly difficult to get an authentic one. You get what they call a lafufu, which is a fake labubu, which is what my wife and sister-in-law own. It's close, but it's not. Some of them are really off the mark, like clearly a
wow.
knockoff, kind of a deal. So yeah, people wait in line for hours. People come up with weird, crazy ways to rig the internet to be able to buy a box of these and then sell them for 10 times the amount on eBay. So yeah, it's a wild time to be in the world of Labubu. So
I don't get it. I don't get it, but I'm not meant to get it. It's not. I'm not the target market. So,
another
yeah.
another good one I will say is I think it was Chris Evans who said it, that it reminded him of Where the Wild Things Are. And I was like,
Okay.
another fair
That's a fair. Okay.
comparison of
Okay.
like, okay, I can see that, Where the Wild Things Are. It makes it a little bit more, you know,
The scalper
understandable.
spirit.
So yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Well,
these for
wow.
sure.
I was going to say I kind of hope he does the little boo boos because I might have a better shot at getting the auction. But now it sounds like it'd be a worse. It'd be people that would come out of the woodwork that we would never even know.
Oh yeah,
But
100%. Yeah, you'd have people with probably even deeper pockets with a
yeah,
deeper longing for a Labubu piece. So.
I'm good. And let's not gloss over the fact that Megan is doing her best Galactus impression there. I meant to
Yes,
mention that
I
earlier. So
I love that
that's
photo. I forgot about that photo. I think it was like Substack or something they shared it with.
yeah.
But yeah, it just again the fun times they have in the office clearly. So
All right. And the one over there is Skottie doesn't know, and it's like he does know. So whoever is, if we're making bets, Skottie knows and can really throw the odds in this thing.
He
But
does, yeah. Scottie's
Gertrude,
favorite joke, as we've seen before. So
yeah. Oh, good gravy from Euro trip. Yeah, Skottie
yeah,
doesn't know.
yeah, yeah. Because
Oh my
they've
gosh.
somebody's done that
Yeah,
before
I
on one of his
missed that.
Ask Me
Ask me
Anything,
anything.
and he went, get out. Here's the exit. I don't, you don't belong here.
Yeah, he doesn't. I missed that joke. I just thought someone would be like, "Well, Skottie doesn't know. We're not." But that's I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, Gertrude's a good pick with I Hate Fairyland coming back, and
I would
it
love to see Gertrude. I know it won't happen, but I would absolutely love to see a massive Gertrude piece and see how far, that goes
we're
auction
gonna try to
wise.
pull some reverse psychology with you, Tyler, by saying Skottie would never do that. He said
He would
Scottie's not
never draw.
Skottie's not man enough to do Gert on the.
Well, let's not go that far.
Tyler said it, not me. But Gert, if he hadn't did a helicorn already for
Mm,
the 42, it'd have been cool to see like a Gert helicorn Duncan, just like like the I Hate Fairyland universe, or
yeah.
even like a collab of all his creator owned pieces on one piece, kind of interacting with each other.
That would be the piece of the century, man. If he did one like the big Marvel, but it was, all the
Yeah,
creator owned stuff. Or even, and honestly, I'm surprised. And granted, I should have maybe done it too. I don't think he would do it, but Boy at the End, it'd be really cool maybe to do a Boy at the End piece
yeah,
leading up
that's
to, the eventual news of the book, what we're going to be getting
well
coming
that
out. So,
Gert handing the baton to like Boy at the End, or handing the
mm,
torch to like Boy at the End, and saying,
yeah,
good luck.
run with
He
it.
needs
So.
he needs to do like six pieces. He needs to do six pieces for the
I
con.
know, yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
He just needs to take commission.
Yeah. So that's what the point of the show is, to talk Skottie into taking six commissions and letting Tyler and me have three each.
No,
Um,
I don't have enough money to convince him, unfortunately. So,
no. The last piece that I selected, my two picks, I picked, I cheated. I put in Galactus and I put in Battle Beast. But I think Battle Beast being as hot as it's been, I think that would be a good pick. And we talked about it before. If anybody follows the gentleman that purchased the piece in 2024, he's also a big Invincible fan. So if Skottie's wanting to break $20,000 for the piece that he's going to do, Battle Beast or anything Invincible may be a good piece to entice our boy into bidding up some more.
oh yeah, yeah, that would be a fun one to see.
Oh,
That take on it. So,
oh, have a good one, Keith.
yes, take it easy, Keith. Yeah, no, Battle Beast with Skottie. I mean, any Invincible Skottie stuff would be awesome. So, again, very very rarely he's done an Invincible piece before, which was awesome. Just like Ryan did a Gertrude piece. So, yeah, super cool.
And Seth got one of the remarks that Skottie did of Invincible from this last CDC opportunity. So, which we should mention, be on the lookout, because the last year the CGC op was announced the week before Heroes. So we're getting
Mm,
into that territory where we might see one pop up over the next 30 days or so. I don't know
yeah.
anything. I'm just assuming. Just
Yeah, well, we've gotten
heads
the
up.
news, or didn't we have something like that? It is most likely going to happen. It's just a matter of when,
Yeah,
the dates, and everything. So,
that was one of the questions. I think when Skottie was inking the I Hate Fairyland 42, someone had asked when the next CGC opportunity was. And Megan said that they were looking at actually doing the showing later in the year, where they did it early fall. They'd be doing it later fall, which
yeah,
means that it would probably delay the opening of it by a month or so. So maybe July is when
probably
we'll
to
see the.
avoid hurricane weather, like unlike last year. So.
Correct. Yeah, that was rough. And I'm hoping CGC will come back to Skottie's hometown, because that seemed to work really smoothly. And the stuff that Skottie was putting out after not having to travel and do all that was incredible. Like he really put some love into the remarks that everybody got. So I'm hoping they do it again at his shop or his
No,
area.
100%. Yeah.
Well, I think we're getting close. Yeah, 3 more days to the show, June 20th. Hopefully, we'll have a good turnout to the. I should do this one first. Hopefully, we'll have a good
Yeah,
turnout. I got
two
them kind
more
of out of
days
order.
to this.
Two more
So,
days. So anybody that wants to come hang out at 7:30 at Buffalo Wild Wings, close to the convention center, you're more than welcome to. Just look. I'll probably be wearing a different hat during the con, but I'll wear this hat Thursday night so everybody can spot me. And I'm a large man. People will be able to be able to see me. So it seems like my posse that I have there. So
Don't worry,
hope
you'll hear me from a mile away. So
yeah, either run towards us or run away. This is your last warning. But 7:30, we're gonna. Hopefully, it won't be raining. Maybe we can hang
yeah,
out on the patio so we can have some fresh air before we're all grouped in together at the con on Friday.
true.
3 more days to the con,
3
June
more
20th.
days.
So this is the schedule for Skottie. He'll be there noon on Friday. Will be the first chance you get Scotty's. If anybody's going to come see Skottie, you probably want to get there right at 12 because there won't be a line if you get there right at 12. And that way, that way, me and Tyler and Seth can be there at 11:30 and have all y'all beat. No, so
Oh goodness.
there will be a line for Skottie. Come early, come often. Uh, enjoy the time that you get to spend with his crew and the man himself, because you will not regret it. You'll just regret not standing in line if you don't. So
Yeah, it's and it goes quickly again. Scottie's so quick at signing and talks to everybody, but it's still, like you said, it's totally worth it, especially if you've got stuff to sign and again, they're so nice. Megan as well, and Skeff will be fun to meet for my first time personally. So
mine as well.
uh
I've corresponded with him several times, but I've never actually got to meet him. So
yeah,
this will be a fun opportunity for that. Please be kind if you're in the Skottie line. It is long. There's a bunch of people going to be waiting. There is a limit on books that can be signed at one time before you have to get in line. But be respectful of the people in front of you, the people behind you, and the people behind the booth, or else your experience probably won't be as great as it can be. So everybody, just be kind.
I'm surprised as well. Yeah, if only.
Uh, that's why we couldn't do it on Wednesday night. We're gonna start the line early.
We're
I'll
camping
have my
out.
little stick with the poster board that says Skottie line starts here, and
It'll
just
just be
walk around the
Scottie's
con.
face, like, or like, hey,
Yeah,
anyone with this hat, just look for us. So
that's right. That's right. Sunday at 2 o'clock. I want it to be a good crowd there because they're going to be giving away a print, but it's an awesome time to hear Skottie. I mean, live. You watch him
yeah,
on YouTube, you watch him on Instagram, you see him at other stuff, but that's exactly why Tyler's going up there a
yep,
day early. Um, but to see the man in person, to hear him tell stories, and to have a chance to ask him a question face to face and him answer it in front of everybody, uh, don't miss out on it. It'll be fun. Seth is trying to come up with his question. See if you could top Seth's question, we'll have you on the show and praise you, sing your praises. Oh,
exactly. Yeah, the panel is going to
okay.
be a blast. Not only for the
Yeah,
exclusive print that I'm excited to see in person, but also again, yeah, like you said, it's
absolutely.
not many chances you get to see, people talk. And like you said, it's different. Even, watching the YouTube live, that stuff is really fun, but getting to see somebody in live in person and just, interact and go with the crowd and answer questions, all that kind of stuff is always super fun. So
Yeah, just don't rush the stage. Please don't rush the stage. We don't want them to cancel it early and not get the exclusive print.
I can't
I'm
promise anything. No,
Me and Seth will be on either side of Tyler, arms locked, holds the
let me
man
go.
back. Yeah, Hannibal Lecter style. We will wheel him
No,
up
Meg
in
and
his
them, I'm
dolly.
sure, are way ahead of you. Like
Yeah,
they've got a
so
picture of me. I'm gonna try and enter the room. They're like, "Oh, Tyler, yeah, no, you're not allowed." And
yeah, on
you
the
got a
other side of the
restraining
glass,
order.
buddy. On the other side of the
Yeah,
glass.
you can look through the crack in the door. That's
Yeah,
about it.
that's like you know how the Pope has like the bulletproof box.
Yeah,
Well, we won't have Scotty in it. We'll have you inside of the box to
yeah,
keep you from getting
exactly.
out.
Yeah,
All right. Well, this is went off the rails once again. I'm going to try my best. I don't know if it's allowed or not. I don't want to do anything that's going to get me kicked out of the panel, but I'm going to try to record it so people at home can hear it. I'm going to. What else was I going to try to record? Oh, the painting. I was going to try to do that so I can upload them either to
yes,
the
yeah.
Facebook group or to YouTube. But I'm not going to do anything that's disrespectful or that's asked not to do. So it really depends on the regulations of the con and being respectful of Skottie and Stupid Fresh Mess and Megan. Just anything that they wouldn't want us to do for privacy reasons, we will not do. But whatever they allow us to do, yeah, we'll try to do
You
just
can
so people
count
at home
on.
can
So
answer.
yeah,
Yeah. I'll hold Ken. Becker, we wouldn't trust it in anybody else's hands but you, man. So I'm sure they.
Exactly.
So I think that's all we got for tonight. We tried to keep it short. We still went over
Yeah.
an hour. Our 30-minute show became an hour. Seth laughed whenever we said a short show, and last week, and he was correct. It wasn't quite as short as I intended. So
Exactly.
I don't know. You'll be in good company if that happens, Seth, because we'll all be in the same boat with you. So.
Yeah, whatever you're not able to get, Dustin and I will pick up for ourselves, of course, and you
Yeah,
can, look at it.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Usury laws don't apply between friends, so we'll charge whatever interest rate that we need to for it. So
Exactly.
anyway, that's right. Let's get those HELOCs in place for people before we go down
I
there.
mean,
So come
we're all feeling it. We're all gonna feel it for sure. So
Yep, Dave Ramsey is going to be in the front row of the audience of the auction, just shaking his head, saying absolutely not.
exactly.
Oh, and he make sure it says clear. He fixed it. It's clear. Well, good, good.
Perfect.
And what's Shane got before he cut off his? Oh me. Well, I think that's it for the night. If anybody wants to come on here, Shane, we still got to get you on here, buddy. After I promise, we're going to try to get you in July or August because we have talked. I know you work on Wednesday nights quite a bit, but we're going to find one that you can come on and show us some of your Skottie stuff because you've got a good collection that we are interested in seeing your books and just hear about your love of Skottie. So be looking forward to that. Shane coming on. We still got to get with Mr. Derek Laufman
Yes.
and try to figure out what day he's going to come on to
Yep.
discuss issue 42 of I Hate Fairyland. And we might even get Seth on this Saturday, live from Heroes.
Yeah, in the background, we'll be pushing his face out of the camera.
Yeah, just the head coming out the side. No, it's going to be live from my hotel room. So
Yeah.
I'll make sure all my dirty clothes are out of the floor, and we'll be sitting. My bed's made. I'll have company, so it'll be fun. We're going to do it in between the show and the auction. So the auctions, one place the auction says it starts at 7:30. The other place it says it starts at 8. So we're going to do our show at 6:30, and it's probably really going to be just a half hour because I don't want to miss any of the auction.
Yeah.
So it'll be a hard out at 7:00. So anything we don't get there, we'll get next week on Skottie Talk.
Exactly.
And that's all I got, Tyler. So
Yeah.
if you got anything else, man, you can finish it up.
No, yeah, I mean thanks for joining us early this week on Tuesday. Like Dustin said, I'm leaving out early tomorrow morning to go spend some time with family before the show. But yeah, super excited. Can't wait to be there and attend another year and walk the con and see you guys. And yeah, we'll see you all Saturday. We'll probably hopefully have some stuff to show off and talk about. And yeah, I look forward to it. So as we say around here, live fresh, stay messy, and we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.